So the President's Challenge is actually a White House initiative, but it really is just a way to lift up and connect the work that's already happening here at Georgetown. So it's been a very exciting year for us. We've had great participation. And one of I think the best things is the way it's really brought all of us together. So many of us are doing this work. And this event especially is a testament to that, because we have a lot of community members here with us today. We have the Tony Blair Faith Acts Fellows, who are Andrea and Shazia, who are here with us today. They'll tell you a little bit more about their work here in DC, but they're based in DC here for the entire year. They also have two other colleagues who are here with them. We also have two friends from the Buxton Initiative, John and Serena, which is an interfaith dialogue organization based here in Washington. I actually was an intern there like 5 or 6 years ago. It's kind of where I got my start interested in interfaith work, so really happy that they're here.
One of the great things that Melody and Lisa and everyone who attends has started to work on is talking about that narrative. And so today we wanted to look at that narrative, as we've all kind of spoken about it already, in terms of our career, our professional lives. What is that narrative? Where do we find ourselves right now? And additionally, our faith, or the values and ethical commitments that really inspire us to do the work that we do in this world. So we want to just give you some time right now to reflect on those two narratives and see if there's any bridges between them, if you'd like there to be bridges between them or not. So feel free to just start brainstorming. Feel free to draw or write words, whatever you feel is most comfortable to express those thoughts.
So basically we want to ask, what's your story now? What is your narrative? And take about maybe 5 minutes just sharing with the person next to you, each taking turns. If you don't know each other, just say hello, repeat your short intro once more, and then just share the first 2 boxes that you have. And now what we want to do is we want to open the conversation to the entire room and just be able to share what's something that you learned, maybe new about yourself, or is there anything a moment of inspiration that you got from the conversations that you were having with the people next to you?
When I think of vocation and I think about spirituality, I always think of it as a path, and it's a path that I think kind of never really ends. And I oftentimes think about finding answers for myself, but I think after this conversation I'm realizing that there's also a lot of beauty and benefit into just kind of loving the questions themselves and appreciating not knowing and appreciating that the uncertainty maybe is part of the path.
And I've found a real comfort in recognizing that life is organic and not linear, and that has been something that has helped me to remain open to pursuing the things that are at my core, not the things that I think are helpful in this moment.
It's important to be humble. It's important not to think that you're the most important person in the room. It's important to understand that different people work differently, that different people have different ideas from you, to be grateful for the fact that they have a different point of view, to be compassionate to people who are not able to work with you in the same way or to see things the same way as you.
One thing we talked about, because both of us are in the science field, is that religion and science don't always have to be separate things. They can have the same goal. The Muslim approach to knowledge is that the knowledge is there for the benefit of everyone, not just yourself. So if you have knowledge, you shouldn't be pride about it. You should be humble about it. You should make other people better because of it, not think that you're better than anyone else.
One of the things that we're getting out of interfaith dialogue is not just an understanding of one another and people who have different traditions, beliefs, and cultures, but also what I believe in. You really re-examine yourself through the lens of another person's beliefs, faith, and background. A lot of people think that it's, putting yourself down and then integrating everyone else's onto your plate, but it's not always like that. It's also getting a better understanding of what exactly do I have on my own plate. And it can be to a particular faith tradition, but it can also be, what you've throughout the years gathered through different experiences that you've come across in this path that you're on.